The latest news headlines now on BBC One with Kasia Madera.
Hello, good afternoon. The World Cup is finally underway in South Africa. More than 90,000 people attended the opening ceremony at the newly rebuilt Soccer City Stadium in Johannesburg, where the hosts are taking on Mexico. England play their opener against the USA tomorrow. This is BBC News, the headlines at 2 o'clock. Not a war without end. The Foreign Secretary says there must be a political and a military solution in Afghanistan. Also coming up in the next hour, can he win for a third time at St Andrews? Tiger Woods' bid for another golfing record, but once again the focus falls on his private life. Hello and welcome, I'm Kasia Madera. Voting has finished in the UK's most closely fought general election for years. Counting is underway, but it's not yet clear who will form the next government. Hello and welcome. England have got off to a flying start in the World Cup with an early goal in their match against the USA. Captain Steven Gerrard scored within the first 5 minutes. England currently lead 1-0 with 15 minutes of the first half to go.
Hello, I'm Adam Parsons.
And I'm Kasia Madera.
Now, thanks to you lot, every week we get hundreds of pictures, stories and ideas sent into the BBC.
We painstakingly look at every single one and we pick out the very best ones.
To produce your news.
Hi there, I'm Kasia. The real hustle's coming right up after your last update. A grand entrance for Gordon. He's spoken to the party conference as PM and he promised more student grants, a higher minimum wage and the boot for immigrants found with guns. Well, we're going to break into this programme to bring you some breaking news this hour, and there are reports that 4 people have been killed in 2 explosions in the Indonesian capital, Jakarta. Sir Bobby played for Fulham and West Brom and was capped by England, but it's as a manager he'll be best remembered. He took England to the World Cup semi-finals at Italia 90 and enjoyed success with several clubs, including Ipswich, Newcastle and Barcelona. Well, our security correspondent Frank Gardner is here with me. You've been listening to that and the immensely hard work that these soldiers have been doing out there. The Brigadier said that Panther's Claw was a success. How do you assess the operation? Is it likely to happen though? Because we're continuously hearing about public spending cuts. I can't imagine local authorities having the funds to pay for this. He's been adamant it's not motivated by money. He was, as you say, talking about respecting his privacy. But was this an error of judgment? Well, let's get some reaction to this from another legend of the airwaves, the radio presenter Tony Blackburn. And
Hello.
Tony, this is sad news, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, he's been around a long, long time. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
So have you been coaching people on how to deal with the celebrity? Because obviously you're the X Factor person. Now it's time for some glitz and glamour, and I'm not just speaking about Simon McCoy. It's the 25th London Fashion Week. Tell me about the video. You're in a music box. Is this you being trapped by your music? Am I reading too much into this?
You're definitely reading too much into it.
Jocelyn, you won't mind my asking, but you've been around for ages. How do you do it? And you two look so much in love. How do you keep that going?
Well, we live in separate houses.
No way, come on.
Cheeky, it's because the girls like it like this.
I think on those wise words we'll wrap it up, and you can see that cheeky grin at Madame Tussauds in central London. Well, let's take a look at tomorrow morning's front pages now with our paper reviewer tonight. It's the writer and broadcaster John Torode. Lovely to see you, John. And you can tell it's the summer, it's June, because the Daily Mail is talking about somebody's summer holidays.
Somebody's summer holidays? I thought you were going to say for a moment the silly season, but it's a classic Daily Mail story.
This is what £6 million looks like spent on film lovers. You've got a brand new studio over there, state-of-the-art facilities, and this is the best bit. This is where you get to see the archives. We've got an A-list star cast of celebrities at the Mojo Awards. Behind me is Slash. There's plenty more inside. We'll find out who's won what. But first, with a look at the week's more unusual video stories, Dominic Byrne presents Newsbeat's Hotbox. So let's get back down to earth for some business news. Sorry, that's terrible.
That's okay, it puts our jobs into perspective, doesn't it? Okay,
exactly.
Thanks very much indeed.
Well, here at Trafalgar Square in central London, the Polish community have joined together to mourn the loss of their political elite. And here behind me, you can see a large screen where that mass in Krakow is being screened out to everybody here. Of course, many people wanted to be in Krakow, wanted to travel to Poland for this, but couldn't. But we thought we'd treat the election tent to a day at the races. Take a look at this. The horses are just preparing ahead of the next race. Lots of people milling around as well, looking to see which horse is going to be their winning bet. Lots of bookies as well taking those bets. Kettering is a really interesting constituency. It's a rural constituency, and just take a look at this. That view, isn't it sensational? It's beautiful, it's also really practical because that is the racehorse. And Kettering is a two-horse race. If we take a look at the national election results for 2005, you can see that it's really tight between the Conservatives and the Labour Party. Conservatives just pipping the post. So from Worcester for today, it's goodbye from me and...
A sorry goodbye from me. See ya.
So Michael Schumacher as the Stig, or is he? Well, Jeremy Clarkson left the audience guessing after showing the Stig stalling and not quite driving like an ex-Formula One champion. Will we ever know? Who knows? What we do know is that Louise Lear has the weather. The weather, sunny spells in Scotland and Northern Ireland, cloudy and wet in other areas. George Alagar will be back with the BBC News at 6 now. We join our news teams where you are. Bye-bye for now.